Hello everybody, I'm Alexey Krabrov, the founder and organizer of the longest running, deepest technical AI meetup in the world, Bay Area AI. Here we're on location at Cloudflare. We have a meetup about agents and structured output, and with us we have Parth Sareen from Ollama, who is a software engineer working on structured output.
Yeah.
Welcome, Parth.
Thanks for having me.
So Ollama is super hot. Everybody's using it to host their own things. How did you end up in Ollama? Why did it become so successful?
Yeah, I guess that's a great question. I've only really been here for a few months. I joined back in November. I knew Michael and Jeff were the two co-founders of Ollama for a while, and one conversation led to another. Obviously, Ollama's been doing pretty well, so it was just super exciting for a new opportunity. Prior to this, I was working on my own startup. Around agents actually, and was using Ollama, and I loved it. So it just kind of made sense.
Interesting. And before the startup, what did you do in software?
Yeah, I've done many different things, ranged all the way from IoT hardware to going to software and distributed systems at Tesla, as well as worked on Siri at Apple for a couple different roles through internships. All super fun, and yeah.
Wow. Okay. Super cool. So. You've seen the whole spectrum, and so you ended up this foundational layer, right? Why? What's exciting about it? What's so interesting?
Yeah, that's a great question. For that, we'll have to go back a few years. So back in 2019, I was working on natural language processing, and this is back in when you were importing Spacey in Python.
Oh,
so
yes.
Very old stuff now, but I still
Spacey.
remember the BERT model coming out and looking into embeddings and encoding different things. And what I really didn't like about was just how poor the tooling was. And I pretty much switched paths from ML to distributed systems after that. And eventually kind of drew back into more low-level programming. And that's pretty much what we do at Ollama. And the first time I used Ollama, it was this tooling which for ML which just worked. And I was just super excited about that.
And how did you guys decide that structured output is something important for Ollama to do?
Oh, for sure. I would say that LLMs best are used when you're working with unstructured data and structuring that data using LLMs because they have this understanding of the world, but also what you're passing in is so critical. And so structured outputs really just allows you to go from something with no structure to a very structured JSON with everything you can need.
Yeah. No, I mean, so now I understand. You joined in November. In December, I met you at Ollama Unwrapped.
Yes.
So, and you get this talk, and you look like one of these guys who've been there forever. He was just a few weeks on the job. So good job.
Thank you.
So that's exciting, right? That's a serendipity. We're in the Bay Area, do things, and then one thing leads to the other. And now you're speaking to this meetup, right? So which is great. Spreading the good word. Very cool. So, what's kind of on the roadmap for you? Is structural output an easy thing? Is there a lot of work to be done there? What's kind of in store?
Yeah, that's a great question. So more recently, we've been working on Ollama's new engine, which is purely written in Go. And so with that, I'm also working on a new structured outputs module to do sampling. And so we should have some exciting things soon, hopefully, around that. So hopefully faster and more accurate structured outputs. In Go, yes.
Wow, that's very cool. So I see other things than Python taking charge, right?
Yes.
This is great. Well, thank you so much, Parth. We're looking to your talk, and great to have you here at the meetup.
Thank you.
Thank you.